Chicago's kind of got a lot of people that are in the family business per se, so I guess for me, broadcasting is the Shaver family business.
Because his grandfather was a great announcer for 25 years and his dad still is, and I think for him to follow in those footsteps is very unique, and it's unbelievable 3 generations have the chance to do what they're doing.
To do a hockey broadcast with my oldest son, Wally, who's had quite a bit of experience in this area.
Here comes Pohl from Minnesota. Wrist shot. He's gone! Off the pipe and in!
I'm sorry we didn't have time to get you outfitted in the official company.
The tie.
Duds here,
the tie.
It's the tie. You want the tie?
My grandfather spent 26 seasons as the broadcaster with the Minnesota North Stars.
Oh, yeah! He goes right, yeah! He shoots! He scores! Oh, what a goal! Madonna took the defenseman Wesley right out of his skates, right out of his BVDs, right out of his socks, right out of his freezers, right out of his jersey, right out of his hat, and he went in and tucked it up high, and the North Stars tie it up. Madonna got one of the sweetest goals you'll ever see.
Growing up in Minnesota, there's obviously a huge rivalry between the Minnesota North Stars and Chicago Blackhawks. So I remember a young Billy Gardner wearing number 14 skating around the ice at Met Center.
And Al was such a cornerstone, I guess you could call, with the Minnesota North Stars. We had a great rivalry, so everybody knew Al Shaver.
Center runs into Gardner, feeds Wilson, steer to Graham. He's checked by Doug Wilson. Tuck along the boards, just inside the hot blue line, comes loose, and Gardner clears.
I know Jason talked to his grandfather about me, and he said, "Oh yeah, I remember Bill." You know, and they do. It's funny, and I guess I'd probably do the same when I think about it.
So it's been a lot of fun, you know, kind of sharing on the road those stories, you know, from his perspective as a Blackhawk and that great rivalry. And you know, there's a lot of fisticuffs and other antics that went on the sideshow to just those games. So it's kind of funny to hear his side of the story on some of those events. And then I think that's one of the things that got me interested in being a broadcaster again, is when the Minnesota Wild came into existence, they actually named the press box after him and did almost like a jersey retirement ceremony for him. And the thing is huge on the press box. I mean, if you're in Xcel Energy Center, you can't miss the banner. So that was kind of a neat honor. And at the time I was working for GE, living in Phoenix, and the whole family flew back for that occasion. And I was kind of sitting there, I'm like, wow, that's really neat that they just did this tribute for him. I used to be a broadcaster, and it just kind of sparked that interest. Like, that's something I should explore getting back into. And at the time, my then girlfriend, Karen, and now wife, was the biggest encouragement. She was like, you should do something that you love. And I was fortunate at the time. Minor league hockey was kind of exploding in the South, and I had sent a tape that I'd done off the TV, a cassette tape, and mailed it out to about 6 or 7 new teams that were coming in either the Central Hockey League or the ECHL, and I was fortunate to get a job and kind of got my foot back in the door and made my way eventually here to Chicago.
It's a family get-together here at Wells Fargo Arena. Jason Shaver alongside my father, Wally Shaver, as you bring you a little Iowa Stars hockey. It's a season of giving, and if you got a bad Christmas gift, bring it in here tonight, and the Iowa Stars will give you a ticket to an upcoming game.
Wasn't the case in our household yesterday. No re-gifting out of the Shaver home.
No re-gifting indeed.
Tonight it's bobblehead night. Shooter, the Iowa Stars mascot here. Little bobblehead. I think you'd look good. I'm waiting for the Jason Shaver bobblehead tonight. But
Iowa, after giving up the first 3 shots on goal, came back with the last 9 and did not give up a shot in the last 17 minutes. Lively boards here at the Toyota Center. Now the home ice advantage tonight. They got one off the glass for a 1-0 lead, and then a rebound for Kalanos with the game winner in the extra session.
I think it's obviously difference is they got rid of you, and they won the first game against the Wolves. I'm just teasing. Yeah,
wow. In a 4-3 final, spoiling the birthday of Billy Gardner. This would not have happened if you had been on the ice tonight.
I think the most appealing thing about coming to the Chicago Wolves is the tradition of winning. So I am hoping, knock on wood, to call a championship. I've had the opportunity to call a couple teams that have made some decent runs in the playoffs, but I haven't been able, at least working for that team, call a championship win, and that's kind of what I'm hoping to accomplish here with the Wolves. It's a great organization. Don Levin, Buddy Myers, the ownership group, management, all the way down is so professional. I think you'd be hard-pressed to find an NHL job that is as rewarding as this one is. And I'm very fortunate to be working with great people, and I guess the goal from here is just to call a Wolves championship number 5.